Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and most unforgiving continent on Earth. To most creatures, it's a no-go zone, a frosty wasteland. But not for emperor penguins. They've made this frozen expanse their home, their fortress, their battleground for survival. Every year, as winter tightens its icy grip, emperor penguins embark on an extraordinary journey. Picture this: thousands of penguins waddling in a single-file line across the ice. It's not for fun. It's a march of purpose, a mission to reach their ancient breeding grounds, miles away from the open sea. Here's the kicker. It's the middle of winter, with temperatures plummeting to 60 degrees Celsius and winds howling at 100 miles per hour. Imagine walking barefoot on ice in a raging blizzard, except you're not human. You're a bird in a tuxedo. That's what these penguins endure just to start their families. When they finally arrive at the breeding grounds, the stakes are high. Each female lays a single, precious egg. There are no do-overs. This egg represents the future, the next generation. But in the world of emperor penguins, trust is key. Once the egg is laid, the mothers carefully pass it to the fathers. And trust me, it's not as simple as it sounds. With clumsy feet and a bitter wind ready to snatch the egg away, one slip means doom. If the egg touches the ice for even a few seconds, it's game over. Now, here's where the story gets even more incredible. The mothers, they leave, off to the sea for weeks to replenish their energy. And the fathers, they're left holding the egg, literally. For 2 months, the males endure Antarctica's brutal winter, balancing the egg on their feet and keeping it warm under a flap of skin called the brood pouch. No food, no breaks, just a huddle of dads leaning on each other for warmth, forming a living wall against the relentless cold. It's a test of patience, endurance, and sheer willpower, and it's only the beginning of this story. Because in the world of emperor penguins, survival starts with sacrifice, and these fathers are just getting started. Inside the huddle, it's a scene of quiet resilience. Each father stands perfectly still, the precious egg resting on his feet, tucked safely under the warmth of his brood pouch. But the struggle is far from silent. The wind howls like a relentless beast, biting at their feathers, and the temperature keeps dropping. The huddle isn't just for show. It's survival engineering. These dads know instinctively how to work together, rotating positions so no one stays on the icy outer edges for too long. It's a slow, almost mechanical dance, a shuffle to share the warmth and ensure everyone makes it through the storm. For weeks, they endure this frozen marathon. No food, no rest, just the heavy weight of responsibility and an empty stomach gnawing at their strength. Some of them started this journey with extra fat reserves, but even the most prepared are rough. But the penguins, they're nothing if not tenacious. They stand strong, determined to keep their eggs alive no matter the cost. Even when their feathers frost over and their muscles scream for relief, they refuse to falter. Above them, the Antarctic sky is in constant motion. At times, it's a thick, gray blanket, heavy with snow. Other times, the clouds part to reveal the stars, twinkling like distant beacons of hope. But for the penguins, the only light they care about is the faint glimmer on the horizon, the promise of spring. As the days stretch into weeks, the fathers communicate with quiet, low calls. These sounds carry their determination, a shared sense of purpose that keeps them focused. They're waiting, holding on for the moment the mothers return from the sea. And when the first mother appears on the icy horizon, it's like a miracle. Her belly is full of food, and she carries a renewed energy, ready to relieve her mate and feed the tiny chick that will soon emerge. But for the fathers, their vigil isn't quite over yet. The eggs are starting to stir, tiny cracks forming in their fragile shells. Life is about to break free, and with it comes a new set of challenges for the emperor penguins. At first, the cracks are tiny, almost imperceptible. But then, the determined pecking grows louder, and the shell begins to splinter. A tiny beak emerges, breaking through into the frigid air. The chick's arrival is anything but graceful. Damp and shivering, it struggles to free itself completely from the shell. The father lowers his head, inspecting the fragile life he's worked so hard to protect. Instinct takes over as he gently shifts the chick under his brood pouch, replacing the egg with the new arrival. There's no time for celebration though. The chick is still vulnerable, its downy feathers offering little protection against the cold. Across the huddle, other fathers experience the same bittersweet moment. One by one, chicks emerge into this unforgiving world. Their cries, soft at first, become a chorus that rises above the wind. It's a sound of both triumph and urgency, life demanding its place in a land of extremes. The timing couldn't be more critical. Many fathers are at the brink of exhaustion, their reserves nearly depleted after weeks of fasting. But their job isn't quite done. The mothers, their bellies full from weeks of foraging at sea, are still making their way back. Until they arrive, the fathers must continue to shield their chicks from the relentless cold. The chicks, though tiny, are bundles of energy, constantly squirming and testing their limits. They peek out from under the safety of their fathers' pouches, wide-eyed at the white expanse that stretches endlessly around them. Every so often, a gust of wind sends them scrambling back under cover, their instinct for survival already strong. Finally, the first mothers appear, their black and white figures moving steadily across the ice. For the fathers, it's a moment of immense relief. As a mother reaches her mate, she lets out a distinctive call, and the father responds, their voices harmonizing in recognition. The chick, sensing its mother's presence, chirps loudly, emerging from its father's pouch. The father gently passes the tiny creature to the mother, completing a delicate yet practiced transfer. With the chick now safe and fed, the father steps aside, his role in this chapter coming to an end. But his journey isn't over yet. The father's next mission is clear: food. Weeks of fasting have left him weak, but his determination remains unwavering. The sea, a distant shimmer on the horizon, holds the promise of sustenance. He joins other fathers, their weary forms creating a winding trail across the endless ice. Finally, the sea comes into view, its dark, restless waters stark against the pristine whiteness of the ice. For the penguins, this is both a finish line and a starting point. Without hesitation, they dive into the frigid waves, their clumsy waddle transforming into graceful, swift movements beneath the surface. Underwater, the penguins come alive, their sleek bodies cutting through the currents as they hunt for krill and small fish. The ocean, though bountiful, is far from safe. Predators like leopard seals patrol these waters, their sharp eyes scanning for unsuspecting prey. One penguin narrowly avoids a seal's attack, twisting and darting with agility that only desperation can fuel. This dance of survival is a reminder that even here, at the height of their hunting prowess, penguins are never truly free from danger. Back on land, the chicks grow stronger under their mother's care, forming small groups known as creches for warmth and protection. When the fathers finally return, their bellies full and their spirits renewed, the reunion is both chaotic and heartwarming. Each penguin finds its mate and chick through a symphony of unique calls, their voices carrying across the icy expanse. As the colony settles into a rhythm of shared duties, feeding, protecting, and teaching, the cycle of life in Antarctica continues. It's harsh, unrelenting, and beautiful, a testament to the resilience of the emperor penguin,